He's going to come back. I just know it. That is why I had to leave. No one will be able to help you. That is just the way the world works now.
Please, hurry up. They're coming.
Hello everyone. I'm coming to you from a corner of my new apartment. I know I left you on a cliffhanger in the last video, and I'm here to explain everything right now today. First, I would like to say thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. Wow, I never thought I would even make it to like 100, so I'm actually shocked. Thank you so much. And if you aren't already, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on any other videos. Also, don't forget to like this video. It helps out more than you even know. Let's get into this. On Saturday, December 9th, shortly after my girlfriend had put the pie into the oven, at around 6:45 p.m., a man knocked on our door. We recognized him. He's a neighbor that lives on the bottom floor. We still have no idea how he found our apartment. Actually, on Wednesday, the Wednesday before, when we had went to the Christkindl market, he had knocked on our door asking for a ride. My girlfriend opened the door and we told him we could not give him a ride. But before we opened the door, he correctly identified us as the girls with 2 dogs. We thought that interaction was a little bit weird, and like I said, we had no idea how he found our apartment. We had seen him when we take the dogs out. We've talked to his mother. He's always been nice to us and smiled and never had any issues. So when he came on Saturday, I had a very strange and strong gut feeling. From the time he knocked on the door at like 6:44 to 6:46, I was already on the phone with 911. He asked for milk so he could bake a cake.
I need milk, I'm baking a cake.
I don't drink milk. I don't drink milk.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
At 6:45 p.m. on a Saturday night, it was just a little suspicious. I noticed that he had something wrapped in a towel and it was like under his arm a little bit. But after I told him that we didn't have any milk, he rolled his eyes and he walked away out of the camera view. About 30 seconds later, he came back and he had ripped the fire extinguisher off the wall in the like hallway of the apartment. And he also had like a really giant rock, like that big, in his other hand. I immediately felt sick. I told my girlfriend to put the door jamb in the front door, and then we need to go to the bedroom where we also put in another door jamb. I was on the phone with 911 and they said that they were sending an officer. So I got off the phone with the operator, and on my phone I have a doorbell camera app, obviously. Like a doorbell camera. So I opened the app and I was staring at the app the whole time. So I mean, everything got recorded, every single thing. I think I have like 33 videos of him that are like 5 or more minutes long of him just standing outside his door the entire time. So I got off the phone with the operator, I was staring at my phone, just watching it and making sure, like, what is he doing, right? And he was just standing there off to the side. The camera is a fisheye, so it looks like it can only see like straight ahead, but I can actually see like everything. I can see pretty much all the way to the wall almost. Outside our door was like a stairwell, and then it was a wall and then the hallway, and I couldn't really see past that wall because it's blocking the view, but I can see down the stairwell. He was standing against the wall in the stairwell, like right by my door, and he definitely thought that we could not see him at all because he was standing there with the fire extinguisher ready to go. The pin was out because when I later left the apartment, I saw the pin on the ground. So he was ready to go with the fire extinguisher and he had his rock. We gathered that he was waiting for us to open the door so he could spray us with the fire extinguisher and like disorient us and then bash our heads in with the rocks. Because there was 2 rocks. He gathered 2 large rocks that were meant to hold the doors open in like the common areas. I don't know what his plan was exactly, but from what we gathered, we figured he was gonna use the fire extinguisher to just like blind us almost, and then, I don't know, knock us out with the rocks. I have no idea. I don't, it's difficult to think about what could have happened if we did open the door or if he broke in somehow. Kind of just terrifying to think about. It was a Saturday night, so people were leaving and coming and whatever. And anytime we would hear people at the end of the hallway, he would hide against the wall against our door so people couldn't see him because there was like that wall sticking out, which was also a little suspicious that he was trying to hide from other people. He was also nodding and mouthing past that wall that we couldn't see, and so to us it looked like he was talking to someone else, nodding to someone else. So we didn't know how many people were there. We didn't know if his brother was in on it or like if he had a whole group out there. Like, we really had no clue. We had no clue. He also kept saying, please help me, they're coming, please help me.
Please, hurry up, they're coming.
To us, that was another like lure tactic, obviously, like, oh, help me, please. You know, he's always been really nice to us. So to him, he thinks that we have no reason to, you know, fear him or no reason to think he's up to something bad, right? Because he's never been mean or anything to us. He's always been so nice. So that was also weird. You know, we know better not to let strangers into our home. Anyone. I don't care. You know, I'm not letting a single stranger into my home. I don't trust people, especially after that situation. I don't trust a single soul. I just don't. I don't. My girlfriend decided to call 911 back and check on the status. They said that we were on the priority list, but we're not the highest priority. So it's gonna take a little bit longer because they're short-staffed, I guess. We were stuck in the bedroom just staring at the doorbell cam, pretty much waiting for him to do something like break in or whatever. We even shoved my desk in front of the door. While my girlfriend was on the phone with 911, I punched the screen out of the window and I put shoes on. When my girlfriend hung up with the operator, I instructed her that once we hear like a large bang, because I thought he was gonna also just like use a rock and just bash in the doorbell camera and then just break in, right? So I thought, okay, as soon as we hear that large bang, I'm dangling myself out this window and I'm jumping. Now, it is 19 degrees. I had the window wide open. It had just snowed, like, I don't know, 3 inches, and there are giant boulders underneath my window. So I was gonna fall onto giant snow-covered boulders, but I didn't even care. I was like, you know what? I'd rather have a broken ankle than be dead. I instructed my girlfriend, once you hear a large bang, you cannot think. I'm gonna dangle myself out of this window and then I'm gonna fall, like jump, and I'm gonna run. And you're gonna have to do exactly the same. You cannot think. Just follow me until we get somewhere safe. He was outside our door for a total of 45 minutes before the police came. He was there from 6:44 to 7:30. He could see the police coming through the window in the stairwell. So once he saw the police, he went back downstairs. He left his rocks and fire extinguisher upstairs. We were like, okay, the cops are here. Cool. They're probably gonna talk to him and then they'll come talk to us and then we can leave. That was our thought process. So we waited, staring at the camera, again, just waiting to see the cops or whatever so we can open the door and talk to them. We wanted so badly to leave the building because, well, we were trapped. I mean, we were trapped. There was no other way out besides the window. We just wanted to leave, like get ourselves out of the situation. So we waited and we're just like, wow, like they're really taking a long time. Like what's going on? So my girlfriend called 911 again to just check the status. Like, hey, we saw that the cops were here. Like, where are they? Are they gonna send a cop up? Like, what's going on? The lady told us that the cops had left. They said that they helped a lost person get back to his apartment and then they told him to stay in his apartment. Like a grown man. They told a grown ass man, just you have to stay in your apartment. And then they left. They just left. They never went upstairs to check on us. They never went upstairs to, I don't know, gather the weapons that he had brought upstairs. Nothing. Just nothing. I lost it. I was like yelling and telling the lady on the phone, like, I'm literally about to jump out of this window because there is no safe way for me to leave this building. None. There is no way. I don't know where this guy is. He could leave his apartment at any time. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. The lady told us to, she gave us like a phone number and told us to leave a message on the machine at the station and then someone will call us back. Oh, that's it? I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I was in shock. I mean, I'm still in shock and I'm still so mad at that situation. We had just moved to Colorado like a year before and we don't know anybody. We knew one person that was our old neighbor. Luckily, he moved like 5 minutes away down the street. So we called him and we explained the situation and we said, hey, we need you to come help us and like escort us out of the building because we cannot do it by ourselves. We cannot go out there by ourselves. Like it was just, we were so incredibly shaken up. And he said he would come. So we gathered everything that we could possibly need. We packed up the dog's bags, packed up our bags, like some luggages. We just wanted to go to like a hotel. So we knew we were gonna go to a hotel. So we were just like, okay, we're gonna pack up whatever we need and like get the F out of here. He escorted us out of the building into our car. We packed up a car. While we were leaving the parking lot, the guy was standing outside of the apartment, like smoking a cigarette and like hiding behind this woman. I don't know who the woman was, a friend or a family member number, whatever, but like hiding behind her as if we couldn't see him. I could not. I was like, oh my God, get me out of here. Like we gotta go. We have to leave. We left and we went to a Trader Joe's parking lot down the road because I don't know, we just needed to go somewhere. And my girlfriend went inside and just grabbed some food, water, whatever we needed, and I called my dad and explained to him what just happened. Of course, he was shaken up as well. He immediately looked for flights and booked one and was flying out the next day. So we get to the hotel, and while we are checking in, I get a doorbell notification, and there he is again, back at my apartment, 9:15 p.m. He's ringing the doorbell constantly. He's talking again, like, please help me, let me in, and blah, blah, blah. He immediately gathered his rocks and fire extinguisher and everything. Like, he had all of that again, and he was back to the same pose, like, waiting for us to come out of the apartment. I knew it. When I left that apartment and we were going to the hotel, I was thinking, you know what? He's going to come back. I'm not staying there. I'm not sleeping there. He's going to come back. I just know it. And so when I saw the doorbell notification, I was like, ah, I knew it. I freaking knew it. That is why I had to leave. That is why I wanted to get escorted out of the building, because I knew that I was just not safe there. Like, I knew it. We were not going to be safe sleeping there or staying there. I called the police again and I said, hey, that guy, he's at our doorbell again. Like, I knew it. He's there again. He was standing in front of our door from 9:15 to 10 p.m. 45 minutes of just standing there waiting for us to come out again. I actually spoke through the camera to him and I asked him why he was in front of our door, and he said, oh, I'm just here. I'm just standing here. And I told him to please get away from my door in a not so nice way. And he acted shocked, like, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm just here. I'm just standing here. Like shocked that I would be mad at him or like have an anger tone in my voice. I asked him, why do you have a fire extinguisher? Why do you have the rocks? And he goes, this is just from over here. It's just from down the hallway, this fire extinguisher. The rocks, oh, they're just from the doors. Oh, they're just from down there. Okay. He was all like smiley and like hee, laughing, whatever. In one of our videos, a neighbor of ours, which is a single female, lives alone, was walking up the stairwell and like squeezed by him while he had like the rock and fire extinguisher, and he like put them behind his back and he was like, hi, oh, cold out there tonight, hi. And then as she walked up to her apartment, his demeanor and his face just changed from like smiling to just like scowl, just total scowl on his face. I did let her know everything after the whole situation. I actually drafted up a whole letter and I left it under the doors of everybody on my floor because I knew the apartment most likely wouldn't inform everyone about the situation, and there are a lot of vulnerable people on my floor, and I just wanted to make sure everybody knew of the situation and to just keep a watchful eye out and to protect themselves. I know that if that situation were to happen to someone else, I would want to know what the hell was going on. With that said, I'm pretty sure the apartment complex did not inform people of that. So the police came for a second time and I saw them on my camera, and they actually came up to the third floor and they gathered the rocks and the fire extinguisher and they put them all back, and then they called me this time. Finally, someone. And this is what the officer said to me on the phone. We were actually there in the morning for him. He met the requirements for us to take him in, but we didn't. We told him to go back to his apartment and stay there. Okay, so they had already been there that morning. That means the police had been to this apartment complex 3 times for the same guy in one day. I told them he's a grown man. He obviously, if he needs to leave the apartment, he can leave the apartment. I know he lives with his mom. His mom is a small person, and I definitely think he could overtake his mom. So, you know, his mother is not going to be keeping him inside. Also, this guy's like, I don't know, 40 something. So I don't think his mom is controlling him or making him stay inside his room or like whatever. I told the cop, if you can't get him to stay in his apartment and he's having issues, maybe he needs some extra help, or maybe he needs like an inpatient program. Or part of me feels bad, but another part of me is like, he knew what he was doing. Just the way his demeanor had changed from smiley and nice to a scowl again. I just don't think that his intentions were pure, and I really don't think he was totally out of it where he didn't know what he was doing. I just don't believe it. Just because I could, you know, I was talking to him and I could see him and I watched him for like an hour and a half on my cameras. 45 minutes of that we were trapped in our apartment. The only way out was for us to jump out of a window, which I really didn't want to do, but I was going to do just simply for survival's sake. And all the cops did was, you know, tell him to go back to his apartment. I still can't believe it. I really cannot. While we were at the hotel, my girlfriend and I were like, we have to move. We're not staying there. We're not staying there. It doesn't get well taken care of. It was falling apart. It was pretty much a huge dump. The property management did not take care of it. They never came. We had a lot of issues and our issues were never really taken care of. So we were like, there's a lot of reasons to move, but this is the main reason. I cannot sleep when I know that there is someone in this building that could, I don't know, potentially kill me in my sleep. I suffer from anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia. I had worked so hard this last year with the help of therapy and meds and physical therapy to finally get me to relax and get my body to not be in a constant state of fight or flight. And then this happens and all my progress is just gone out the window. No pun intended. So for me, I was like, hell no, I'm not staying there. I'm not living there. I'm not sleeping there. Nothing. There's no way I would be able to sleep there. And I think my mental health would plummet. It would nosedive. It would absolutely nosedive. So we moved. We moved not only to a different apartment, but a whole different city. Like we moved so far. I couldn't deal. Unfortunately, my community garden is there and gardening seasoning is coming up. I'm not sure when they do renewals with that community garden, but I do have garlic and chives and some other things planted there. So whenever renewal time comes, I'm going to go back down there and dig up my stuff, I guess, and move it to a new garden. That's kind of the update with the community garden. So we moved to a new apartment. We learned that no one will be able to help you but yourself. Do not rely on others to get you out of a terrible situation. It is incredibly unfortunate, but that is just the way the world works now. So I filmed bits of the moving situation. During that time, our whole world was flipped upside down, as you can probably imagine. And it was, I think we were running on adrenaline the entire week. I'm going to narrate kind of what happened this week, starting on Saturday night. We stayed at a hotel. We both did not sleep very well. And then we woke up and it was Sunday.
Look at these babies. So cute. They're very unsure about staying in a hotel room. Time to search for apartments. Look at this guy. He's so comfy and sweet. At least I have some tea. Ooh, that's good. So sweet.
On Sunday, we waited around for my dad to come into town. We went to Denver about an hour before he landed so we could look at some apartments from the car and just kind of drive around and see if we wanted to live in Denver and, you know, what was around. So we picked my dad up from the airport and then we went back to the old apartment so we could pick up any things that we forgot and any valuable things. I was very afraid that that guy was going to break in sometime and ransack the entire apartment. On Monday, we went and looked at apartments, then went and we picked up a bunch of moving supplies, boxes, tape, all that stuff. We dropped them off at the old apartment, and then we just started organizing things and packing and just trying to see what do we do first, you know? On Tuesday, I woke up with the biggest pimple known to man on my forehead. I mention this because it remains on my head for the rest of the video, and I've concluded that it is 1000% from stress. I've never had anything like that before in my entire life. It was so swollen. We toured more apartments and then we found the one. Then after that, we went back to the old apartment and started packing again, took things off the walls. My dad focused on the kitchen. We just really started the packing process and we just bulldozed through stuff. After that, we went back to the hotel. My girlfriend and I picked up food, and halfway through eating, I felt a little tickle in my throat. Thought it was weird. I mentioned it to my girlfriend. I was also like, meh, maybe it's nothing, because sometimes I get little tickles in my throat at night, and the next day they're gone. The next day, Wednesday, woke up fine, went to the apartment, started packing up the hall closet. With each box I packed, I started feeling just a little bit worse and worse. I told my dad, I was like, wow, I feel so bad all of a sudden. Like I feel weird and just bad. And like my body was aching and I was having like digestive issues and it was just weird feeling. I was just feeling strange and off. My dad asked if we had a COVID test anywhere and I was like, yeah, let me go find it somewhere. So I found one. And great. I had COVID, yes. I could not believe it. Really, on top of all of the things that were happening, I now have COVID. For the second time, I had it like in 2021, but this time it was just not the right time, truly. So girlfriend and dad were like, you need to go rest in bed. So I did. They needed to go pick up more packing stuff and lunch. So I requested soup from Panera. That is like all I wanted. That's all I was craving was soup from Panera, the autumn squash one. While they were gone, it started to snow. By the afternoon, it was dumping snow down, like total snowstorm. Again, really great timing. On Thursday, we got the keys to the new apartment. I filmed a little bit of a empty apartment tour. Here is the guest bathroom. That's me. Hi. And now we're gonna go into my girlfriend's office. Very nice, very roomy. This is my first time doing laundry, trying to figure out the machine. Warm. Now what? Oh my god. Is that how you do it? Wait, let's put that in there. Oh my god. First load of laundry. So exciting. This is the kitchen and dining room area. Well, it's just like one giant room, so it's the kitchen, dining room, and living room. Really gigantic kitchen, which is perfect for me. I have a ton of kitchen things, as you probably already know. There is so much space for the dogs to run around. I love it. Here is the bedroom. 2 windows. The blinds are not shut the same way. Little desk nook there, which I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with. Here's the bathroom. Huge tub, like so big. Closet. Walk-in, huge also. Little storage area here. I think that's supposed to be for bathroom stuff. Wow, just a massive upgrade from the last place we were at. I packed my car the night before, so we moved in whatever we packed into the new apartment, and then we went back to the old apartment, loaded it up again, and then moved more stuff into the new apartment. We went to Target for a few things. I decided to film me putting up my shower curtain and just like getting my bathroom ready a little bit. This is how we spent the first night in the new apartment. The maintenance people are here because the toilet is overflowing, the other toilet, and it flooded the entire bathroom. And so there's a guy like water vacuuming up the water. That's what that noise is. And that's why the dogs are crying. That just took so much out of me. Maybe it needs an iron. So on Friday, we had movers. They packed up the whole truck and we moved in about a truckload of things into the new apartment. Unfortunately, we could not fit everything that was in the old apartment in the first truckload. So we met the movers at the old apartment at like 7 p.m. to fill up the truck again. By that time, I I was feeling so horrific. I was like deep in COVID. I of course isolated myself from everybody and I just stayed in my car. It was so miserable, like miserable. So we went back to the new apartment after that, and here's what it looked like as of 10 p.m. on Friday night. On Saturday morning, the movers came back and moved in all the remaining items. I filmed a few things. It was just like absolute chaos, of course. On Sunday, finally, we had a full day of unpacking. I did not film anything. I was so exhausted, but I just unpacked the entire day. On Monday, I took my dad to the airport and he went back home. I then went to IKEA and got some lamps. The apartment is so dark without lamps. There are overhead lights only in the kitchen and the dining room, but the living room has nothing. So it's just so dark. Of course, I'm not a huge fan of overhead lights unless they're in the kitchen because I would like to see every single thing I'm doing. We just needed more lamps everywhere. I also added lights underneath the cabinets so we could have some under cabinet lighting. The cabinets are painted black. Everything is just kind of dark even with the overhead lights on. So it definitely needed some like under cabinet lighting of some sort. I got to make dinner for the first time in the new place and use the new kitchen and all the new appliances. On Tuesday, I was organizing everything, unpacking still. I started unpacking the closet first and kind of moved my way out of the closet, through the bathroom, into the bedroom. The closet is way bigger than the last one. We can fit not only our clothes in there, but also luggages, dressers. There's also shelving in the corner for I think bathroom things. I already had these black boxes, so I just went through all of them, organized them. They fit so perfectly on those shelves. I moved into the bathroom, which is massive. Like way massive. Our last bathroom was so small, we could not be in there at the same time. And if we were squished, and we definitely could not even look in the mirror together at the same time. Just no way. There are drawers in this new bathroom, there's counter space, there's a massive mirror. Oh, it's just so lovely. Also, we have two bathrooms. So there's a bathroom in the bedroom, which I have taken over with all of my things, and I've decorated it the way that I like it. And the other bathroom, which is a full-size bathroom, is like the guest bathroom technically, but it's right by the office. So my girlfriend has taken over that one and put all of her stuff in there and decorated it the way she likes it. And it's just so nice to have two bathrooms. Next is the bedroom. I was definitely feeling better this day and I got a lot done. Midway through doing the bedroom, I realized that we have no food. So I had to go get groceries. So I did that. I went and got groceries. I made lunch. I ate it on the patio. It was so amazing. Oh, we have a patio. Yes. Oh my gosh, we have a patio. So look out for patio gardening. I'm so excited for that. After lunch, I went back to the bedroom and organized it. It is so important for me to have a nice, zen, calm place to go to at night. As you can see, I definitely made it a nice, peaceful place to go amongst all the chaos that was happening in our life. On Wednesday, I packed the last of the boxes. Besides all the boxes in the office, we have a bookshelf, so a lot of boxes were just full of books hanging out in the office. But as for the rest of the space, I unpacked the last box on Wednesday. I cooked an amazing lunch. Here is how cozy the living room area is, the lights and the fireplace. Yes, we have a fireplace. It is my favorite part of the entire apartment. I love it so much. Sal is one of those dogs that loves to be warm. He is always under a blanket and he loves heated blankets. At first he did not understand the fire, but now he's obsessed with it when it's on. We actually have to supervise Sal when he's in front of the fire because he will be there all night long if we let him, for hours and hours and hours. So I make sure to watch him. So yes, he also loves the fireplace just as much as I do. And that's the story. I would like to say this whole situation is the reason why I was behind on my vlogs. Not only that, but a week after we moved, we had to fly to California for Christmas. I did film that, but I decided not to edit or post it because it is the end of January and nobody wants to see a Christmas vlog right now. It just does not make sense to post a Christmas vlog. So we're skipping that this year, or last year, I guess. From here on out, we will pretty much be all caught up and in present time. Stay tuned for the start of gardening season and if I'm gonna get a new community garden plot now that I'm in a new city. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for liking my videos and thank you so much for subbing to me. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. And I'm so excited to get back to posting videos that are in present time and just sharing my general life with you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your day and I will see you next time.